back, everybody, to the Heart and Home podcast. He's Taufik.
And she's Gloria.
Yay! A little bit different.
Oh wow, you're doing it different today.
Yeah, a
You're
little bit
mixing it up.
different.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Taufik, in the last episode, we spoke
Yeah.
about discipline versus punishment. And I think there was a
Yes.
lot of very interesting things that you brought up about and about punishment, how there's positive and negative punishment, but both it's still punishment, and then discipline, how it looks, where it's a different setting as opposed
Yes.
to punishment.
Yep.
So still got a little bit of questions for you.
Go.
Sometimes parents, they will tell their kid to like stop, they'll do like they'll punish their kid. So why do punishments why they oftentimes they work in the short term but not in the long term? Because then the habits of the kid will repeat, right?
Yeah. So
Is it rebellion?
no, it's not rebellion. The brain actually learns how. Okay, so sometimes so that shouting or that punishment, right?
Yeah.
What is that purpose? It is to cut off the undesired behavior, right?
Yes.
Sometimes it could be yelling, shouting, screaming, or sometimes embarrassment in public spaces, right? What does that actually just teach the kid?
I don't know. Wait, let me think. No, you did something wrong.
You did something wrong, right?
Yeah.
But was there any form of correction after that?
No.
So it's just to cut off the behavior and then that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where's the teaching? So at that same point, at that same point also, one of the things that really do happen is that when we raise our voice, sometimes to instill fear. When we threaten, if you do this, I'm going to whack you. What does that actually instill? It instills fear. And every time when your child misbehaves, right? Do you also notice that sometimes you tend to shout a little bit louder?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And how's your relationship like with your child at that point of time? So now I'm really just talking about what is the impact of you yelling, shouting, raising your voice? What's the purpose? Yes, the purpose is to cut off an undesired behavior. But sometimes it just full stops there. It stops there. So then the challenge would be, how do I use this as a teaching opportunity?
Yeah.
One thing that we also that parents also find themselves saying is this every time, when their children misbehaves in public, and then and okay, I don't want to cause an embarrassment, I'm going to pull you, and then we go back into the car, and then the scolding starts in the car.
Right.
I've seen that many times in shopping center car parks, and I could even hear them through the door or through the closed window from my door, right? So when this actually escalates, what happens to the child? Do you think the child is in a position whereby you're shouting and you're scolding? What's going on in the child's brain? You want to guess? Just make a guess. You're now the scenarios. You're now in the car. Your mom and dad is barraging you. I wouldn't say barrage lah. Just scolding you with a barrage of not so nice words.
Yeah.
In a heightened volume, in an aggressive tone. What happens to your brain if you're 9 years old or 10 years old?
I feel like there will be a lot of fear.
Will be a fear. Yep.
Maybe fear. Trying to find ways to get out of the situation.
Trying to find a way to get out of the situation.
And
that now we're talking about responses, huh?
Yeah.
Fear is sometimes we freeze.
Yeah.
Right? Get out of the situation is flight.
Flight, yeah.
Running away.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the things that might be going through? Or the child could just possibly be thinking what do I tell? What do I shout back at my parents? So there's the fight response.
There'll be a reaction.
That's the reaction response, right? Just imagine this situation, right, where you're shouting, your child is shouting. Where's the teaching?
None.
Where's the teaching? And when parents tell me, teach what? He's really so, his behavior is so bad. He's making a fool of himself. Teach what? You cannot, nothing. You cannot teach him. So when that actually happens, right? First, mom and dad, you are not in the right emotional state to address this situation.
Right.
Two, if both mom and both dad have already lost it, it's not a great place to be in.
Yeah.
For you, for both of you as husband and wives, for both of you as mom and dad, and for your children, because that conflict level is so high.
Yeah.
Right? Now, one of the principles of positive parenting is that home, wherever you are together with your family, must be safe, must be secure. I also acknowledge that at that point of time, no teaching can happen because the adults are already lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
So then when does the teaching happen?
You have to choose the right time.
Okay.
You have to create the opportunity. How? Then the question would be, so Taufik, how would you have handled it? There are a few things that they did right. Right? Removing the child from the public area into a private space. That's one thing that they did right. Okay? The other second thing that they did right was not to address it in front of everyone.
Yeah.
In a public space. Because then it'll be embarrassing for you and also your child.
Yeah.
So that's two things they did right.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, the one thing that they could have done differently was just call out just call out emotion. Just tell like, I'm very angry with you right now. We are going home. We'll talk about it when we get home. And the whole drive in the car, or let's say take a Grab or take the train, I'm just going to keep quiet. And let the child know that something is going to happen. But it's not. But you don't threaten them. You watch out. You don't say things like that. You say, you just call it out. I'm very upset with you right now. Your behavior wasn't appropriate. We'll talk about it when we get home. And then you just try and regulate yourself.
Right.
Because what your child is actually observing is this. It's actually observing how you deal with conflict.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How you're actually dealing with conflict.
Right.
And like it or not, there's always conflict at home.
Yeah.
But how you deal with conflict, and this will teach your child also how to resolve any conflict, right? If there's any conflict, how to resolve it.
And you won't see that immediately, but you'll see it when the child grows up.
Yes.
Because this is learned behavior.
This is learned behavior.
Right. That's very interesting.
And then when you get home, best thing you should do, you go and wash up. And then probably you probably have a discussion with your husband or your wife how you want to deal with this situation. And the both of you be accountable to each other. Meaning, if you find that the situation is getting out of hand, where everyone's escalated, mom starts to raise a voice, starts to shout again, you step in. And both of you must have this agreement that if either of us sees that any of us addressing the situation is getting too hot, the temperature, okay, is too high, we step in and ask you to move away. And one of the things that really work, okay, is to call out the emotion and to address the issue. Just for example, just now at the shopping center, what you did was not right. It's not right. It's not respectful. It's not appropriate. And I expect better from you. Then I will ask my five magic words. How can you do better? That's my five magic. My
How
five magic.
can you do better?
Yes.
Yeah.
How, or like how can you be better? So then now we are actually addressing a situation, right? But then we are not just stopping at like you did this, you did this, you did this is wrong, is wrong, is wrong, is wrong. But then now you're getting the child to think and co-create and co-solution like how can this situation be improved? What can you do better next time?
Yep.
Right? So now it becomes discipline, an opportunity to teach, an opportunity to educate.
Right.
Parents always ask me this question, Taufik, how do you manage to like even not lose it? I lose it all the time with my children.
Yeah.
I said, well, the real question is this. Do I want my child to be fearful of me, or do I want my child to be respectful of me?
Right.
And when I share this with parents, parents will be like, oh. Then I tell them the impact when your child is fearful of you. When they grow up, maybe in their pre-teens, they will not talk to you. They will not. You will not have a good relationship with them. If there's something that they need help with, they won't go to you. Or even if they are struggling with something, you are no longer their anchor, their point of support. So, of course, you don't see it now, but do you really want this to happen to your child, or to you for that matter? When we talk about like punishment, right, it's very short term, it's very like there and there, here and now. But the challenge I always ask is this: what's going to happen? What's the impact 6 months later, 1 year later, 2 years later? It gets a little bit trickier when your child is a preteen, meaning 11, 12, where their hormones are developing more. There's more hormones. And how would your relationship look like if this constantly happens all the time? If this situation of conflict happens again, and again, and you're dealing with the same thing, you're managing the situation by shouting. By the time your child gets to a teenager, 14, 15 years old, how would your relationship be like with him or her?
Yeah.
It's tricky. There's no answer to this.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know.
And a lot of parents I work with, right, especially parents of teenagers, when they come to me and like, they share about their struggles, their pain points, the challenges with their teenagers. Some of them actually cry.
Right.
And it's hard to actually see a parent cry because they're very vulnerable. They're very vulnerable, and then I ask them like, well, what would you want to see happen? But I'm also being very realistic with them. But I tell them this: what has happened has happened. We cannot undo what has happened in the past 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. But it doesn't mean that your relationship is ruined. It just means that as parents, you need to put in more work to build that connection again.
Right.
And then I remember there was one parent like, what if I have no connection with my child? That actually stumped me for a while, because this mom like, I don't have a connection with my child. It's like, I don't know what to do. And when they come to me at that point, I think it's very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Is that the point of no return then?
no, I disagree. I don't like that term. The point of no return. It's a very harsh term, and I challenge it. I challenge it by saying that there's no such thing. It's just that how much work are you willing to put in? When I say work, I mean like how much effort. And then also, as parents, and when we don't have a good connection with our teenagers, then the challenge would be, what do I need to do? And then here's the thing about parenting teenagers, they know when you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
And then they probably say, my mom is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's up to. Like
Yeah.
suddenly she's so nice to me. Why she's not scolding me anymore?
Yeah.
So you have to find that balance, and it's very hard to tell you how to do it over a podcast, right? So this would call for like a one-to-one consult and just see like how I am able to support you. Yeah. There was a question just now you asked. I don't know whether I caught it, about positive reinforcement, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This was when we talked off cast, huh? Off cast,
yeah. So the thing is, from the last episode, there was something that you said that I thought was quite poignant, and that was, you said that you do 10 things that are all good. You do 10 things.
Yeah. But you
of
mess up
which
one.
only which you mess up one, but people will always remember that one
Yes.
that you did.
Yeah.
And then that led me to think a little bit more about
What
positive
were
reinforcement.
what were you thinking about?
So
Maybe you can share with me a
yeah,
little bit more.
so many people, like parents, like focus on correcting what's wrong, right? Do they think about what's right instead of reinforcing already like what's working?
That's a very good question. It's so good, it caught me a little bit off guard. Like, how do then parents?
Reinforce what is already working.
Yeah. So I've come up with a 3-2-1 method.
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
Okay. So I remember one of my ex-colleagues, right? It's so hilarious. Nora, if you don't mind, I'm going to use your story, okay? So out of the blue, one of my ex-colleagues just texted me, Taufik, I need help.
Okay.
Then I said, like, what's going on? I took away my son's phone because, like, I'm very concerned. Now he's having because okay, I give you context lah, my ex-colleague Nora is actually a very traditional mom. Very traditional, and like, no relationships, no girlfriends, no boyfriends,
Wow.
no nothing. And she has 3 boys, I think, if I'm not wrong. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
No girlfriends, no relationship. If you want a relationship, you earn your own money first, then you can have a girlfriend.
Wow. Okay.
Then as I was having this chit chat, I was having this chat with her. I wouldn't even say it's a consult. I was saying that this is a chat with her. And then like, that seems very steep.
Yeah.
It's a very big ask. Then she's like, it's realistic, what? What else does he need? He has a home. He has this. Then we're talking about basic needs. But he's also looking for connection. Yeah. So one of the biggest struggles that she has, like, then she asked me this. So I took his handphone. Did I do the right thing? Did I do the right thing? And I said, Nora, if like you're talking about the right thing, right? Maybe at that point of time, that was the only option that you had. It was just only your bargaining chip. But what else happened after that? My son, he don't want to talk to me. He was very emo. And every other hour, he's asking me, when can I have my phone back? When can I have my phone back? When can I have my phone back? Right?
Yeah. And then?
So, then I remembered, then like, okay, I tell you what, this kind of thing is very hard to talk this way, but let me share with you a strategy that I use. I call it the 3-2-1.
Okay.
Okay? 3 things you did well, 2 things that I don't like or that you messed up, okay, and 1 learning point. Okay? So the conversation went something like this. So then I told her, okay, so what you need to do is now you want to rebuild this connection, right? So now we have, then I told her about the tone, timing, temperature. So now, be very mindful of your tone, and then you need to choose a timing to have this difficult conversation with your son. Then she asked me, every time is a bad time to talk to my son. How? Then I said, well, your son's a teenager. Every time is a bad time.
I was gonna bring that. I was gonna like, well, teenager, so.
So then you must be very purposeful with your time. Purposive, right? Like you need to choose a time. So I said the best time sometimes is like before he goes to bed. Sit at the edge of his bed and tell him what he messed up with. But before you do that, you must tell him 3 things. Come, we do a role play with her. So I did a role play with her, right? Okay, so now I'm going to be, because I know the context of his son now, because she told me like, because he's responsible, he helps with the chores at home, he does his own laundry, 15-year-old does his
Oh
own laundry.
wow.
Wow, great.
Yeah, that's
Then he
fantastic.
helps around, he takes care of his younger siblings, and then he's just very, very helpful. He doesn't shout back, he doesn't fight, and I told him, said, okay, Nora, this is what's going to happen, right? You're going to tell him 3 good things that he has done. Okay? And then 2 things that you don't like. So it sounded like this now. So now, mommy want to tell you that that I appreciate that you help around at home. You take care of your child. You are very responsible. You're a very good son. Right? 3 things already, right?
Yep.
However, there's a few things that you made that made me upset. One, then she said, I also don't know whether I'm doing this right or wrong, because I already said that I want you to focus on your studies and not have a girlfriend, because I want you to do well in school, and I don't want to have you any have distractions. Okay, and I also don't like it when you lie to me, because there was lying lah. Because
Right.
like there was that to of course lah. Your mother asked you got a girlfriend. No, don't have.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And what happened in that conversation was this. The son actually said that I lied to you because I'm scared.
Wow, he was very honest.
Yeah, I lied to you because I'm scared. I'm scared that you say no. So I'll just tell you that I go out with my friends to study. Okay. So the mom inside was, I think she was simmering really like. Then I asked her to ask this question: what can you do differently next time? So she asked the question: what can you do differently next time? Next, right? Then I think her son responded something along the lines that I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. But then the son also added this, but mom, I'm 15. There are girls around me. There are boys also around me. Yeah. And then the mom just said, I know. So talk about the 2 things. Now we move on to the one. So then, what is the one thing that we can agree on? Okay? That mommy will listen to you before scolding you. There's the one thing. What's the one thing that you can do? I won't lie to you. Right? And then when I asked her, like, like a week later, hey, how did that conversation go? I said like, Taufik, this is a difficult conversation. And I was very calm. But my husband, you should listen to your mom.
At the back, the hype man. I love that though.
Yeah. It's like, okay, but how did that conversation go? Like, said, yeah, I mean, it was not easy. It was not easy conversation, but I think you challenged me to actually have it.
Yeah.
And having this 3-2-1 framework, right, helped. Yeah. So yeah, that's one way to do it. I think this 3-2-1 is not in the book. It's something extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's something that you should put in your next book.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
Wow.
What are your thoughts after like sharing you this strategy I call 3-2-1? It's very simple. It's like it's so simple.
First off, I think like thank you for sharing the story, and thank you Nora W Nora Win. I think it's very interesting because okay, I'll tell you why I like it.
Okay.
It's very similar to how when I'm teaching.
Okay.
Okay, so or when I'm directing.
Yeah.
And they're like teenagers, right?
Yep.
So when they're done with their performance, I'll tell them always first, like what I liked, what I thought worked. And then I'll tell them what didn't work. And then I'll go through the notes, and the notes are like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you choose which notes you want to say, or like do you go through all
No, I'll go through and
the
then,
significant ones?
Yeah, no. I'll go through everything because I need clarity.
Yeah.
But then clarity in terms of the performance itself, and then but if there are notes that are repetitive, and I look at the actor and I'm like, okay, you know what you're talking about already. You've got the note.
Yeah.
Then I'll just skip it. and then I'll move on. And then at the end of it, I will talk a little bit more about what we can do next.
So it's like, what
It's
can you do better?
Yeah, it's literally the same framework.
My 5 magic words.
Yeah, what can you do better?
Or what can you do differently?
Yeah,
Yeah, either way it works.
yeah,
So now when we talk about this, right? So disciplining with like positive reinforcement. Also, it sounds like this. You're doing this. You're doing this well, but there is something that I need you to improve on, right? And when your child actually does see some improvements, or does some changes, maybe out of 5 things they do 4. Remember not to just look at the one that they didn't do, but look at the 4.
right.
Right? And just probably say that, okay, daddy is seeing that you're making an effort. You're doing this. If you need to observe what you're doing, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this.
Well, what is one super simple way for, let's say, parents who are like, oh, I didn't think about positive reinforcement till today. What is one very simple thing they can start trying today?
Wow, this actually comes to our next chapter also, when we talk about like giving praise and encouragement. So if there's one thing that you can say is that if let's say they're doing something well, tell them like, I see that you are making an effort of doing this. Mommy appreciates it, or daddy appreciates it. You need to call it out. You need to name it. You need to like tell it, because if you want positive reinforcement works like this,
Yeah.
If you want a behavior a good behavior to continue,
Yeah.
it needs to be acknowledged. It needs to be called out. It needs to be called out is quite not a nice term.
It has to be acknowledged.
It has to be acknowledged.
noted.
Yeah. It has to be noted. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for good behavior to be to continue, it has to be acknowledged. It has to be spoken out, and that the person doing the behavior or acting on the behavior knows that, hey, I'm doing this right. I'll give you an example. Like if let's say I ask my child to set up the dinner table, sometimes you just say, okay, thank you, and then it just ends at the full stop.
Yeah.
So the challenge is this: thank you, comma, ... for helping to set up the table for dinner.
Yeah.
So
Because it feels a bit more
yeah,
weighted, and it's more like tuned for
there was this article I read. I think article I read, like, how does parents give positive reinforcement or encouragement in Singapore? Good job.
Yep.
Good job, girl.
Yep.
Yeah. Full stop.
It's true. I bear pure witness to that.
Yeah. Well done. You shouldn't say well done. Well done is a steak that shouldn't be eaten.
Oh my god, help.
So for positive reinforcement to happen, right?
Yeah.
It needs to be acknowledged. It needs to be spoken. It needs to be known.
Yeah.
And you have to say it, right? And how do you then? Because now we in our previous episode and this current episode, we talk about what's the difference between discipline and punishment. Punishment is to like really cut off an undesired behavior, while discipline is the opportunity to teach. So some of the frameworks that you can use is the 3-to-1 framework, right? 3 positive, 2 points of improvement, and 1 thing that both can do better, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time also, don't discipline when you're upset.
Yep.
Don't discipline when you're upset, because sometimes that discipline when you're upset could escalate into a physical punishment. And physical punishment, once it happens, we cannot take back.
Yeah. Because it's like a cup, drop it, and it's very hard to fix it back.
Yeah. And we must always be very mindful in a sense that we must never discipline when we are angry. I think with that story I shared in a previous episode. So, like, do I agree that he still killed his child? In principle, no. But in that situation, it worked for
them.
him, for them. Yeah. I say again, I'm not here to change who you are.
Yeah.
But I'm here to give you insight that probably there's a possibility that if I didn't give him insight, I think the child
You
really
have-
kena really. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was good that he intervened.
Yeah.
Taufik, thank you so much for sharing for this. We've covered the chapter for discipline versus punishment of
yeah.
these two episodes, right? And also a little bit about positive reinforcement, which I think we need a little bit more of here in
Okay.
Singapore. So I just want to say thank you, and also thank you for sharing the framework. Now, if you want to know more about different frameworks and different ways of parenting and how you can help build a better and more holistic environment at home, feel free to reach out to the Practitioners Collective. We have, of course, Taufik.
Yeah.
And do a one-on-one consult. First sessions are always free. Also, it's kind of like a vibe check. We want to know what's going on with you. We want to know what's if we vibe together and what's the real situation. And one thing about you, Taufik, that I always appreciate is that you're actually, I cannot say because I'm part of the company. But okay, I'll tell you guys this, having worked with Taufik, he's very straight up, he's very honest. He'll tell you he'll tell you what you need. He won't be one of those like, I will sell you 2,000 packages in a No, he's not that kind of person. So he'll be straight up. In fact, there was one time I was like, really? You told the client you just needed like 3 sessions? I'm like, yeah, okay. So I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah, and I just told the client that you don't need me. You're doing a lot of things well.
Yeah.
It's like you don't need me. You're see, I'm you're telling me 10 things, but
Yeah.
I'm a terrible
Use it to your advantage.
yeah.
But yes, if you do want to build a more holistic environment at home, and build more connection with your child, you have questions, always just write to the
Yeah.
Practitioners Collective. Go visit our website, Practitioners Collective.
Or even our IG. I think we are very active on our IG.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Either one of us is online all the time, sending reels.
Yeah, and we do have some like posts or reels or shorts.
Yeah.
If they do resonate with you, do share.
Yeah.
Do share on your IG or on your social media. Yeah.
And even if just a question, just like a passing thought, DM us.
Yeah, just DM us. Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to the Heart and Home podcast, the chapter of discipline and punishment. We'll catch you in the next chapter. Till then, take care and bye-bye.
Bye, guys.